All right, folks, Vitek here from Wani, and with us today we have Finnish melodic death metal giants, Insomnium guitarist, Mr. Markus Vanhala. How are you doing, brother?
Gigantic hails. It's all good here. Busy as hell. Just festival season just ended, and Insomnium album will be released, so it's no rest for the wicked here.
Absolutely, that's really good to hear. Now, as always, I always start my interview by asking about some new single that the band releases with respect to the new album. But in case of Insomnium, that's not the case because you can't do that. So
we have a new single out soon. It's 40 minutes.
Yeah, that's exactly my question. So you got one epic giant masterpiece which is about to be unleashed next month. So I'm sure you guys must be super stoked to hear the response. Probably the first album of Insomnia, where you guys are really looking forward to it.
Yeah, really looking forward how the press and people will react to this, because it's a commercial suicide to do this kind of epic thing at the moment. 40-minute song. It's something we definitely haven't done before, and not so many bands have done it before. And then when you add this book by Niilo here, I think it's quite a unique concept.
Indeed.
Concept song.
Definitely, and obviously, this seems to be like, the culmination of the great songwriting that the band has built in, over the past few albums. So, what was the songwriting process for this as compared to the previous ones?
Very rewarding, because myself was really happy about this project, because you can get rid of this usual songwriting process, and you can just do whatever you like with this kind of concept. You don't have to think about choruses, verses. It's like you can put so much different kind of stuff.
Right.
To all 40 minutes. And we started this project as me and Ville and Niilo were just doing some music on our own at home. And then when we had something ready, then we just started to put our pieces together and just thinking about the drama of the song, because there's certain pressures to keep song interested the whole 40 minutes.
Right.
So it won't get boring, but I think we managed pretty well.
Definitely, you guys did, because it's like I said earlier, that it's probably that the album being such a bold idea, yet being very much Insomnium style. And I'm sure you guys would have different feelings when you were working on it. But what was the feeling like when it was finally completed and you got to listen to everything in full for the first time?
We had so much deadlines and pressures with this project, and we didn't even rehearse this song, not even for one time together. So it was a good feeling to hear the finished product and just say, this is good. After all, it's good.
Indeed.
So it was, and if I think myself like outside the band, if I would hear that Insomnium is releasing 40-minute song, then my first thought would be like, well, maybe that song is having like 20 minutes of it is like acoustic guitars and some hypnotic clean passages, but it really isn't that way at all. It's like maybe the most brutal stuff that we've ever done at the same time. There's a lot of black metal and then really hard doom.
Yes.
So that was something different than I expected the song to be, and I'm really happily surprised myself about
Definitely. That was my next question, because you have a lot of range on this particular album. There are a lot of elements from almost every melodic genre. I mean, like you said, from black metal to doom, and even more than that. And the wide, the range of the different kind of metal which we hear is so well put on this. But was it better to be able to put some of these influences at play on this track that you might not have been able to do it in a normal 5 to 7 minute song?
Yeah, definitely. It's like a melting pot of our musical tastes. Since there's black metal, doom metal, melodic death metal, there's even progressive rock in the middle part of the song. So
yes.
That's basically really illustrating very well what we are like listening as a persons. So, and with such a long song, you can just do, like I said, whatever you want, and gives a really bigger perspective for the band.
Indeed, indeed. It's really great because I've been listening to the album for almost a couple of weeks now, and every time I listen to it, I kind of sit down and analyze. Okay, let me just spend 40 minutes and do nothing. But it's always been the case that there's so much happening within these 40, but they're all connected really well. There's a certain sort of a journey which one feels as you listen to it, and I'm sure that must have been one of the goal for the band to make these 40 minutes like a journey altogether, and not like, first 10 minutes of this, then break it down, then acoustic, and then the heavy parts. It felt like one complete pack, as a whole.
Yeah, it's like our evil plan is to do people getting old soon, because that doesn't feel like 40 minutes when you listen to the song, so you are getting old sooner than you expect if you listen to the song many times in a row. But in a way it was like a maybe process that you can relate to movie, that you have to think about different moods and different kind of happenings and drama.
True.
Completely different way than in one song, because if song is like 4 or 5 minutes, it's a short story, and this is like I said, musical movie.
That's really cool. And coming to your guitar sound now some of the most intricate passages are really well placed, often leading to a sort of a tempo section in the song, which makes it even more interesting. So was it you and Ville, who sat down and wrote those parts? And I'm sure, it must have been very important for you to be able to have that creative input on this track.
Yeah, Ville and me write like the most of the song, and Niilo came out with some stuff too. So that's basically it. And about the maybe most funniest part in my taste is in the middle part. There is this clean passage,
yes,
where comes my Mark Knopfler, like Dire Straits, like guitar solo, and then it immediately changed to this doom with really Stockholm death metal sound. We were just laughing in the studios our asses off that this is something which a book of music would say that don't do this, from Dire Straits to Stockholm death metal sound.
Right. Definitely are. And Niilo is a great writer. I mean, he has penned down some of the most finest and the most descriptive lyrics in metal for me personally. But I mean, I don't think anybody would have known he's also a good story writer, apart from Winter's Gate, that he's penned any other work that probably we might be able to see in the future.
Yeah, I think he's pretty much into writing stuff, and like you maybe know, the story for Winter's Gate is already 10 year old.
Mm-hmm.
Niilo wrote it 2007, and he even win this some, I don't know the names of these competitions, but it was read very well and got some medals in a literature scene. So he's a good writer, and
yes,
I think that's what he's going to do maybe more in the future.
Definitely.
We'll see.
Definitely, they're really good. And as a normal procedure, I mean, writing music for something which already has lyrics is kind of like a backward step for musicians in terms of they first write the music and then write the lyrics. But in this case, it was the opposite way around. So did that kind of make the songwriting process a little more difficult?
Yeah, you have to think about a little bit like drama and the story, mm-hmm. and different kind of moods. What happens when everything is destroyed, and what happens when gods are angry, and these some journey parts where the travel is going on and on. So basically that was getting some spirits to songwriting also.
Indeed. That's a really good part in that. And then comes the most important aspect of this is how would Insomnium play this song live on stage? I mean, how would it go? How would this be? I mean, a full song playthrough with some extra pieces added at the end, or probably you would break Winter's Gate into parts and sprinkle it with the other tracks?
Let me laugh a bit, because that's the thing, that we are starting the Finnish tour in 1.5 months.
Mm-hmm.
And the truth is that we've never played Winter's Gate before yet, because we didn't play it together as a band, not even one single time before we went to studio. So we've never yet played the whole song together.
Okay.
So remains to be seen how it works, but it has to work because we've booked already some tours and we've promised to play the song. So that's what we're gonna do.
That should be interesting because you guys are playing this song on the tour, which starts early next year around Europe. So by then, I guess there's ample amount of time to get the 40 minutes right in one shot.
No, we have to get it like in early October because we are playing it already in Finnish tour, which is starting October now. Because this time we are starting the whole touring cycle from Finland. Right. So there's not so much time, but we can manage. Indeed. And I'm really looking forward to do that because it's something new and something we've never done before, like playing this long song. And
absolutely,
it's gonna be nice, something different.
Indeed, it definitely will be.
Keeps things interesting for ourselves. Even we've done already like number of albums, so it's nice to do something else for a while.
I'm sure your fans in Australia will also be looking forward to see you guys sometime there. Yeah,
we were there like last year, and it was first time in Australia for me and for the band, like first time ever, and it was really cool gigs, and we were surprised about the big amount of people coming to the gigs and that people really knew us there down under, which was something we didn't expect.
Right. That is indeed a good point. And, I was watching these teasers for a while, like was kind of going back and through to each teaser. And I found that these movies that the band has been posting, this was intended to be an in-between release kind of, stuff, like something similar to the ephemeral EP last time. So does this mean that the band is still working on new music?
Yeah. Of course, there's gonna be a new album. Hopefully, not after 3 years, but there's not any plans. So this is like the full album, and it's definitely not an EP or any in between work. It was supposed to be like EP and 20-minute song, but it just grew bigger. Accidents will happen.
Yeah, but it's a very good accident, right?
Yeah.
Man, I'm sure fans are gonna love this because it's in a different kind of a journey. I'm sure fans, you would hear this word journey a lot with press, with all the fans once you guys hit the tour. So if you would have to probably describe the sound of Winter's Gate in, let's say, in just one sentence, what would you say?
Yeah, it's kind of like nostalgic trip for us, for the bands we used to love when we started our careers as a metal musicians. There's a lot of like this Norway black metal and Swedish melodic death metal vibe. Bands like Dissection, Emperor, Edge of Sanity, and Old Opeth At the Gates. That's basically Amorphis. That's
your famous brothers.
That's our soup where we kind of took this nostalgic trip.
Indeed. In fact, it reminds me of this Edge of Sanity album, which was also like a one song. I'm not able to recall the name, but I guess that might have acted as an inspiration for you guys.
Yeah, we can admit that we were.
And obviously, the songs have come in the hand of Mr. Don Swano, so obviously that's great, right?
Yeah, a good hint that there might be some.
Man, I mean, I was having a chat with Don. He released his album Witherscape a couple of weeks ago. And
that's an awesome album, man.
Absolutely, it was wonderful.
Really funny guy. Heartful guy.
Great sense of humor.
Yeah.
Indeed. Thanks a lot. Always a great time having a chat with you, Markus. Good luck with the Finnish tour. Also with the release. I'm sure fans are itching to hear something. So I guess they just have to wait for a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah. Few weeks and then it's a go.
Right.
And maybe next time when we are speaking, then we will do 40 1-minute songs.
Wonderful, man. Take care of yourself, brother.
Yeah, take care.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.